It's kind of like our habits. Who said the word habits? I heard it. My man. What's your name, buddy? Shinder? It's an awesome name. It's a badass name. I like that. You know? It's all about our habits. How many of you have some good habits? Put them up. Let me try this again. Who brushed their teeth this morning? We all got some good habits. How many of you also have some bad habits, though? We all do. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. You know you got some bad habits. So here's what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to do a quick little exercise where you're going to teach me about your current habits and patterns, the way you consistently been showing up in your business, the way you consistently been showing up in your health, and your income, and your relationships. You're going to show me how you've been consistently showing up in your life. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Are you sure you're ready for this?
Yes.
Please, everybody stand up. Oh no, we got to move. You guys have been sitting for a little bit, so let's do this. Let's stretch it out a little bit. To the left. On the left. Oh. To the right. Oh. Now down, touch your toes. Oh yeah. Feels good. Feels good. Now, first thing I want you to do is just stand there, put your hands out in front of you, about 6 inches like so. I always like checking out where the guys put 6 inches and where the girls put 6 inches. 6 inches, my man, that's what I'm talking about. What's your name, buddy? Centilea.
Yeah.
He's like 6 inches, no big deal. Now say go. We're going to clap our hands together like that.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
How quick do we learn patterns? How quick?
Perfect.
In less than 5 seconds, we already fell into a pattern.
Yes.
How quickly in your business or your personal life does somebody say no? A deal falls through. You have a day where something doesn't go your way, and before we know it as human beings, we start falling to the same old habits, patterns, routine, but of thought, of feeling, and emotion. And it's these patterns inside of you start taking our health, our life, our income, ourselves in a certain direction. Yes or no?
Yes.
This time, actually do this really quick. Take your hand like this, make the okay sign, and look at that circle, and put it right here on your chin. Chin's down here. Every single one of you heard me say the word chin. Yeah. You understand, right? Right. Here's my point. All fit in life. We know what to do. We know what to do. We read the books. We get the information. But we see other people in our family, other people in our community, other people in our circle of influence doing some of the wrong things, and we start to follow the same suit. Does it make sense? Yes or no?
Yes.
This time, take both your hands like this and intermingle all your fingers just like that, and take a good look at your thumbs. Who has their right thumb over their left thumb? Put them nice and high. It's very good. Right over left. This means, the latest research says it means you're very creative and sexy and be an amazing lover throughout the rest of your natural life.
Yeah.
No switching your thumbs. Who has left over right? This is very good too. This means you're most likely the logical thinkers, and you're all going to be multi-millionaires. Take your hands to the middle, and now switch them. Switch everything. How does it feel when you switch it? Switch it around.
Uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Why is it uncomfortable? It's because I broke your what?
Pattern.
And my point is this. I started off tonight by saying that every single one of us here, I believe this 1,000% of my soul, that every single one of us here, we've all got a next level. True or false?
Yes.
You came here to this meeting tonight because you know you have a next level of finances, of wealth, of providing for your family. But in order for us to, in order for us to do more, become more, or just have a better experience of life, we might need to make some changes though. True or false?
True.
And all changes feel a little bit uncomfortable. You think about it, if you go to a gym and you got a great personal trainer, he says, hey, you got to do this weight 10 times. Which one gives you all the growth? The first one or the 10th? The 10th. The 11th, the 12th, the 15th. It's when we push beyond what's comfortable, that's when we grow strong. So tonight, I'm going to engage with a lot of you guys. I'm going to ask you some questions that might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable about some of the patterns in your life that have got you where you are. And that's the only way we're going to grow. So do I have your permission to push you guys a little bit, engage with you, ask you some questions that feel uncomfortable, if I can promise you walk out of here stronger than what we came in. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Eli, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Give me a big round of applause. So let's get right into it. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'll ask you this question first. Imagine if I had a big scale up here from 1 to 10. How would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? Where do you feel like you're tapping into your full potential as a human being? Not compared to anybody else, but where do you feel like you're tapping into your full potential? And if you give yourself a low number, like a 1 or a 2, that just says to me that somewhere inside of your health, somewhere inside of yourself, looking back in the last year or two, you might say, you know what? I know if I'm honest with myself, I could have done better in my health, my finances. I could have got more people to these meetings. I could have made more calls. I could have been a better leader. And if you give yourself a 10, that means that you feel you couldn't possibly get any better in any area of your life. You're like maxed out in your potential. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you honestly feel like you're showing up in your potential in this game of life? Please write that number down. Scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah,
1 to 10, where you at? Who here knows the woman Oprah Winfrey? You heard this name? She went to Tony's event. This will be her third one. She's coming to our next event. It's going to be here. It's going to be here in a couple of months. But she went to our event for the first time in 2011, and she was sitting right up front. And I asked her. My girlfriend was sitting next to Oprah, and I said, Oprah, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think you're at in your life? Where do you think she gave herself? Is Oprah successful? Yes or no? Yes. But she believes in herself so much. She knows with her name, with her income, she believes she could be doing so much more. So she gets up early. She stays up late. She feels like she has unlimited potential. So she's always trying to hit that next level. A lot of people that are unsuccessful, they're like, oh, I'm already there. I'm already 9 or 10. There's always going to be a next level. Does that make sense? Yes. Who said they're like a 1 or 2? Awesome. Thanks for your honesty. 3 or 4? 5 or 6? 7 or 8? Awesome. This one's 9 or 10. I'm going to say as a group, who didn't raise their hand? Y'all get zeros. I'm going to say as a group, I'm going to say we're floating around a 5. Is that cool? Yeah. I'm going to tie us all together as a team. Everybody put down a 5 on your sheet. Everybody write down a 5. And here's why we're all going to write down a 5. Because we're all a team here, yes or no? Yes. So here's the thing. If somebody comes in here tonight, passionate, excited, hungry, getting recruits here, passionate, closing deals like they're on fire, is that energy going to affect everybody here, yes or no? Yes. Also, but if somebody's down, somebody's got a bad attitude, somebody's negative, does that energy affect everybody too, yes or no?
Yes.
100%.
My man, I like that.
Yes. So we're all a 5 here. And what this says to me is this: as a company, as a team, if we're playing around level 5, it means that we're leaving about 50% of our family's income on the table every single day. Guys, do you think there's honestly a lot of potential for you to make a lot of money in this business out here right now? Yes. Well, I say we get that money off the table, put it back in our pockets, back where it belongs. Who would like a 50% raise in the next quarter? Say aye. Aye. I'm going to show you how to make more money. I'm going to show you specifically how you can increase the success in every area of your life. But here's the deal. If we're going to get something out of this time, so often people come to meetings like this, they get all pumped up, they get some distinctions, they get all pumped up emotionally, and then they go right back to their same old habits and patterns. True or false? True. You know it's true. And I don't want that to happen tonight. So in order for us to do something, to feel something here tonight, where it's not just information in our head, but we're willing to make changes within ourselves. Life doesn't get better until we get better. In order for that to happen, the first rule is this: we all have to be 100% honest with ourselves. Yes. Are you willing to do this? Yes? Yes. And here's my question. If right now, if you know somewhere inside of yourself that you're not at your personal best, and I can't tell what your best is, Tony Robbins can't, your mom can't, nobody in the world knows what you're truly capable of but yourself, somewhere inside of you. And if you know that you're not all the way at your personal best, why? What are 2 things you can think of right now that have stopped you from being at that next level? We said that we've all got a next level, no matter how successful we are. What are 2 things that are stopping you from already being there? First 2 things you can think of, please write them down on your sheet. Bottom, like left-hand corner, there's some lines. 2 things that might be stopping us from becoming our best. 2 things. Take as much time as you need in the next 10 seconds. You like that? You like that joke? Got plenty of those. Who has one they'd like to share with the team? Awesome, right here. Sir, what's your name?
Arnous Pierre.
What is it?
Arnous.
Arnous.
Yeah.
Pierre. Awesome. Brother, what's something that stops us?
Myself.
What about ourselves?
I mean, I'm doing a big stopping myself.
Why?
Because there's a lot of things I'm doing, I'm not taking action of it. I think of it, but I don't take action of it. So
Why don't we take action sometimes? Who else is not taking enough action sometimes? All of us, right? Why do we not take action? What do you think? Fear. Does fear stop us sometimes? Yes or no? Let's be honest. There's fear of rejection in this business, fear of disappointment, fear to get your hopes up, even fear of success. When you do become more successful, people would acknowledge you, think, man, can I keep this up? You know, I'm getting all this attention. And some of you are going to get haters, people judging you, all this stuff. You know, so fear of success can be one too. What else is one that stops us? Time. I heard procrastination. Yes. Raise your hand if you ever procrastinate. Some of you like, I'll raise my hand tomorrow. I'll raise my hand next week. I don't got time to raise my hand. And that one too, time management. I'm not going to put time, I'm going to put time management. Because we're not from the same background or the same opportunities in life, but our time. Yeah. Time is the one thing that we have that's always equal. Nobody can even talk about that. What else is something that stops us? Distractions. Too much time on Facebook? Yeah. Distractions. Bad handwriting. What else? Discipline. Could we all be a little more disciplined sometimes? Yes? 100%. What else?
Lack of commitment.
Lack of commitment. Commitment. What else?
Confidence.
Environment. Confidence. Even the president. Obama's on the waiting list to be coached by Tony right now, and I can tell you, Even the president could use more confidence at times. Because one of the things about being a leader is this. When everybody's freaking out about the economy, everybody's freaking about, like everybody's freaking out about stuff, everybody's uncertain, usually it's a leader that emerges, says, move, I'll handle it. In times of uncertainty, they have absolute certainty. And you feel that within themselves. You guys know what I'm talking about, yes or no? Yes. Absolute certainty in times of uncertainty. So it doesn't matter who we are, we have to have more confidence, and we can condition that within ourselves. So I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. Confidence, and guys, it could be a million different things. Priorities, responsibilities. We've all got a life outside of our business, yes or no? Yes. Hopefully. And sometimes that thing called life gets in the way. But how many guys agree, no matter where you're at in your life today, if you really want to do more, become more, have more, how many agree that you need to have a planned strategy? That you're going to know what you want and why you want it. True or false? True. You've got to commit to take massive action on that plan every single day. But through the fear, the negativity, through your environment, through all the challenges that we all face in life, we all face them. How many also agree that you need to have an unshakable, unstoppable mindset and psychology? True or false? True. And how many of you also agree that every area of your life affects every other area of your life? True. Give me a really important area of life. What's one?
Health.
Your health, is that important?
Yes.
If you're stressed out about money, maybe you're eating some bad food, up all night, can't sleep, drinking alcohol and sugary foods, if you're not taking care of your health, you don't take care of your vessel, is that going to affect your work?
Yes.
If your work's not good, is that going to affect your income?
Yes.
You're not making money, is that going to affect your family?
Yes.
Your family's not good, you're all stressed out, it's going to affect your health. Doesn't matter how you go on the wheel of life, every area of your life affects everything. It's my way of saying that everything you do in life matters. It affects you, your family, there's a ripple effect. Now this guy, Tony Robbins, has helped millions and millions and millions of people. The most successful people, the most challenged people, really work on themselves. They say that 80% of success is your psychology, it's 20% mechanics. So that 80%, that's what Tony Robbins is a master at. At our event, Unleash the Power Within, he's always asking that question that we start off with today. What is the difference that will ultimately make the difference in the quality of a person's life? You know, why did I come to a company like this? And I'll find somebody there, no matter what challenge you throw at that human being, no matter what the economy's doing, the person's always a top performer. You know people like that? Mm-hmm. I see some other people, same market, same business, same license, same market, same opportunity. Person sometimes sitting in the chair right next to them, hasn't done anything for months, can barely afford to feed their family. Do we know people like this? Yeah. Some people get to the gym 5, 6, 7 times a week, no matter how busy they are, no matter how many kids they got, it's like they honor, they love themselves, they respect themselves, they're like, I don't put that in my body. Somebody else like, I can't find the time to take care of me. Some people have these kind of relationships. Love, passion, intimacy, connection. 5, 10, 20 years, they still got like this energy, you know? Somebody else might never have that in life. Why is it some people in this world, no matter what they've been through in life, they've all got something inside why they can do it, but some people have patterns and habits of why they can't do it. And all these things that we wrote down today, all these things are true and they can stop us, but what are these things really? What are they really? Excuses. We have a very scientific term for what they are. Please write this down. Comes down to our BS. Which stands for? Belief system. Belief system, yes. And any other thing. I like where your head's at. Our belief system. So we've all got something inside of ourselves called a belief system. So then what is this thing called a belief? People always throw around that word. Got to believe in what you're doing. Got to believe in the business. Got to believe in yourself. What does that mean? When you say belief, what does that even mean? What does it mean?
Have confidence.
Something you have confidence in? Well, here's something really cool. Here we all are. We're all in the same room together, but we've all got different beliefs. True or false? True. You know, white people are, black people are, money is, business is, prospecting is, you know, God is, religion is. But here's what's crazy for all of us. We've all got different beliefs. You've all got different beliefs about what you deserve. You got different beliefs about what this business is. But everything you believe about yourself or people or life or success, all of those beliefs didn't come from information in books. All your beliefs came from experiences in life. We have experiences a lot of times at a very young point in life and say, oh, that's how people are. That's how money is. That's what I deserve. Does this make sense? And I want you to get this, that everything that we have inside of us, all of our results that we have today have come from those beliefs. Our results in life, how much money we have in the bank, the health of our bodies, everything. Those results come from our actions or our lack of actions. Actions come from decisions. Decisions come from thoughts. And all the thoughts you have all day about people, about life, about prospecting, about this business, about yourself, all those thoughts come from your beliefs. All human behavior, therefore all results in life, are belief-driven. Does this make sense? Yes. So when I talk about my belief, my friends, here's a simple definition. Please write this down. A belief is a feeling. It's a feeling. It's a feeling of absolute certainty you have about something. When you say I believe something, you're saying I feel certain that's how it is. It's a feeling of absolute certainty. Let me ask you this. Have you ever believed something like you knew it was true? You believed it 1,000%, and then you found out later that it wasn't true. Have you had this happen? Like maybe you thought somebody said something and you're worked up, you're like, how could they even do this? And then you found out it wasn't even true. Have you had this happen?
Yeah.
Do you realize that right now today, you might also have beliefs that are also not true about yourself or people or money or about what you deserve? Does it make sense? So when I talk about these beliefs that we have inside of us, we basically have two. How many? Two. Or as they say in Miami, dos. How many? Dos. And the first one is this. Please write this down. It's called an empowering belief. What is it?
Empowering.
And team, I'll give it to me. What is it?
Empowering.
And team, what do you think an empowering belief does?
Motivation.
They empower us, they motivate us, they drive us, they get us to take massive action towards everything we want to do or have or give or create or become in the small amount of time that we have living on this planet. These are the beliefs that get us up early, make us stay up late. These are the beliefs that make you become more in your life. But a second kind of belief is this. Please write this down. It's called a limiting belief. What is it?
Limiting.
And team, what do you think a limiting belief does?
Hold us back.
Hold us back, they stop us, they limit us. They stop us from taking massive action towards everything we want to create. These things that we wrote down here today all stem from or created by limiting beliefs we might have picked up in the past, limitations within ourselves that could be stopping us from breaking through. Does this make sense?
Yes.
You guys get anything I said tonight, I want you to get this. That we can never out-earn, outsell, outperform, out-achieve our belief system. You can't make $1 million a year with a $20,000 year belief system. Does it make sense? You can't be fit and strong and healthy with a belief system that says, I don't have time to work out. Does it make sense?
Yes.
The beliefs that we have about every area of our life control the results that we get in every area of our life. And so let me ask you this. Are there a lot of belief systems out there about this business?
Yes.
Oh, what is that thing you go to those meetings, this network marketing, this what is this pyramid thing? Do we hear this stuff, yes or no?
Yes.
So here's the thing. Some of my best friends are in this business, and I see them taking massive action, having lots of success, changing lots of lives. And here's what I want you to get. I don't care so much about the economy as I care about your economy. Here's what you got to get. 5 years ago in this business, were people making money? Yes or no?
Yes.
Some people not making money though.
Yes.
Today are people making money?
Yes.
Some people not.
Yes.
See, here's what we got to know. There's no such thing as a bad market. There's no such thing as a bad economy. And some of you might not agree with me 1,000% yet, but I'm going to show you there is no such thing as a bad anything that has ever happened to you in your whole entire life. Because we all know people living on this planet today who have overcome the most horrific, terrible, disgusting things that you would imagine in your life, but they still empower themselves. They still use that as fuel, something inside, to take them, their family, their life all the way to the top. True or false?
True.
Guys, there's no such thing as a bad anything out there that will ever stop you. The only thing that will stop you from having everything you want is a bad mindset or a bad set of beliefs, conditioned emotional responses living inside of yourself. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So that's why I take a moment and I'll share with you something super cool. You want to see something super cool?
Yes.
I'm going to show you how the beliefs and patterns we all have inside of ourselves, I'm going to show you how they've created the results that you have in your life today. You're going to have like an aha. And then I'm going to show you how you can have more success in every area of your life, starting right now. Would you like to see this?
Yes.
I said more success in every area of your life. Would you like to see this?
Yes.
On your worksheet, you got these 4 boxes like so. Bottom left-hand box is an R. R stands for the word results. What is it? Results. Guys, is goal setting important, yes or no? Yeah, darn right. So tonight, we're just going to write down one goal. And guys, I want to pause here and say that I think money is important, but I don't think it's the most important thing. I think there's more important things than making money, but I know that if you're here tonight at 8:30 at night, 8:40 at night, you want to make some more money, you want to have some more freedom for your family, money's somewhat important to you, yes or no?
Yes.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about it. I think it's very important. It's like oxygen, you got to have some of this stuff. It's going to make your life a lot easier if you have it, otherwise you're going to suffocate. So I want you to write down some goals for yourself, write down one goal. Actually, write down how much money you would like to make in this business in the next year. Is it 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, is it $1 million? Whatever that money is, write it down in the box that says results right there. Give me a couple examples. Right here, sir, in the purple shirt. What's your name, sir?
Winner.
Whitner?
Yes.
How much money do you want to make?
50,000.
50,000 bucks. Are there people making 50,000 bucks in this business?
Yes.
Awesome. How about you, sir?
Junior.
What's it?
Junior.
Junior. How about you?
100,000.
100,000 bucks.
Yeah.
Awesome. How about you?
100,000.
100,000. Right here.
50,000.
50,000. You, sir?
1 million.
1 million. How you doing? Awesome. 1 million. You gotta say it like this. $1 million. I'm just gonna put 100,000. Does everybody have a goal that if I could show you how to make that you'd be like, this was a good year? Does everybody have a goal?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Where it's 100,000, 200,000, whatever it is, $1 million, you can do it. How do I know you can do it? Because other people are doing it.
Yes.
Makes sense?
Yes.
So here's the thing. But in order for you to actually do it, there are specific, measurable actions. Things that you must be doing on a day-to-day basis. So A stands for actions. We're not going to watch The Secret and sing Kumbaya and hold hands and like, I do all this stuff. I go to church, I do all these things, but we're actually gonna have to talk to some human beings. Make sense?
Yeah.
We can't just read books and and like talk around, watch videos, all this stuff. We're gonna have to talk to people. But when I talk about taking action, it's just you showing up as your absolute best, because here's the deal. I talk to a lot of people in this business and they say, you know what? Man, I wanna make a lot of money in this business. But they got these incongruencies. You guys know what congruency is? Congruency is like, it's like alignment. I meet a lot of people in business and say, you know what, I want to make $200,000. Their words are here, their actions are here, their thoughts are scattered, and emotionally they're a mess. You know what I'm talking about? The congruency is alignment. Your words, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, the way you show up, the way you communicate with absolute certainty, and people feel that. Because people aren't buying Primerica. What are they buying? You. They're buying you. And here's the thing, what they're saying to you when they come to these meetings is, they're saying they have some uncertainty. They have some fear about their financial situation. I live around people that have millions of dollars, but they have like the most fear. They're afraid someone's going to take it. Who in the world do you think has fear about their finances and about their financial future? Who do you think? Everybody. Everybody does. Like, we're born with this stuff. We got these fears. And so when they sit down with you at a Starbucks, when you invite them into your home and you do a presentation, what they're really saying to you is this. They have fear. They're scared, and they have uncertainty. And so they're not buying Primerica, they're buying you. It's your certainty, your confidence. Your certainty must become so conditioned and strong, your certainty overcomes their doubt. That's how you become a top performer. That's how you influence people. That's how we show up as our best. That's how we influence our families. That's how we lead. But in order for you to take that level of action, where you're living it every single day, it's who you are, you must tap into a certain level of your potential. P stands for what?
Potential.
And by the way, team, what is the potential of a human being? It's unlimited. Every single day, can we get better at something in our life than we were yesterday?
Yes.
Every single day. It's unlimited. But in order for you to tap into that full, God-given, amazing potential you have inside of you right now, to take the actions that you know are necessary, to achieve the money that you wrote down, yes, you can do it. But first, it's what kind of belief, what kind of feeling of absolute certainty must you have about this business, about people, about prospecting, about money, but most importantly, what kind of belief system must you have about yourself. So B stands for belief. What is it?
Belief.
So let's imagine real quick, we got a hypothetical story. Let's imagine we know somebody working for Primerica, and they come to meetings on Thursday nights. Do you know anybody like this? All right, just making sure I'm in the right room. So let's imagine we know somebody like that, and this person's got some big ass goals. They're like, this year, 2016, I'm gonna make this thing happen. But here's the challenge for this human being. Every single day, before they come in here, bring their recruits, when they wake up tomorrow morning, they go out there, they say, I'm gonna do it, they get all dressed up. But before they even get out of bed, for a long time now, they have some patterns ingrained inside themselves. They don't manage their time, they're not confident, they don't manage their finances, they get it all locked inside their head, they have fear, they have uncertainty, they procrastinate, they get distracted. Do you know anybody like this?
Yeah.
Nobody here in this room, but you know some people like that. So let's just imagine we know somebody that's running these patterns inside their life. Well, then obviously, they're not going to be getting some of the results that they really could be getting. And they look at a bank account, they look at their life, and they see that it's not the way that they want. What kind of belief system, what kind of feeling might this person start to get about their ability to break through? Where they start forming empowering or limiting beliefs about what they can do. So if we have a limited mindset, limited emotions about what we can do, limited feelings about what we can do we take more, or do we tap into more or less potential? If we tap into less potential, do we take more or less action? Less action, we get better or worse result. Like crappy results, then what do you say? Told you it's company, told you it's these people, told you it's the market, told you I'm out of time, I told you Obama, I told you. And I said earlier that we need to have this certainty inside of ourselves. Let me ask you this. Are you certain you can tie your shoes?
Yes.
Why? Because you've done it a million times. You've done it, you're absolutely certain because you've done it a freaking million times. And so we do these patterns over and over again. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. We do become more certain. I said we have to have this confidence. We do become more certain, but we condition it the wrong thing. We start believing in our doubts, and we start doubting our beliefs. We become more certain and more confident, but we become more confident about the wrong things. I told you I can't do it. I told you there's no more time. I told you there's no money. I told you. And this is how we form patterns and habits inside of our nervous system. We condition ourselves unconsciously. And this is why the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, or the mediocre stay stuck. They stay mediocre. It's a conditioned, habitual way of thinking, feeling, acting, and reacting to life. And if a human being with this amazing potential, God-given potential inside themselves, is not consistently breaking through, there's only one or two things that are going to stop you in your life if you don't break through. Number one, you just don't know what to do. If you don't know what to do, I have a simple solution. You can write it down. It's called the internet. Have you heard of this thing? It's like boom. You know, but think about it. 1,000 years ago, I mean, it used to be like when we were kids, we had to like do research to hope we had wealthy parents. But now you can type something on a box, you know, or somebody else has gone through worse than you and they wrote a book on it and now it's on the internet for free. Yes or no? Doesn't matter. Like what you do is just talking to people. You know, but here's the thing: we have fear, uncertainty. It's never lacking the resources out there. 10,000 years ago, before the internet, before the printing press, people were figuring out a way to get exactly what they want. Yes or no? It was none of these things. It's never lack of time. It's never lack of money. 94% of millionaires in America today are first generation. You know, and since the invention of the internet, now we can communicate with people more powerfully than other. But most people use it for distraction. It's a tool that can actually help your business. Yes or no?
Yes.
Here's the thing. And I used to always have that excuse. That was always my belief. I don't have the money. I don't have the money. I don't have the money. And I conditioned it. So my result was I didn't have the money. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But I had times in my life where I got really committed. I said, you know what? I'm not willing to settle. And I said, you know, I'm going to find a way to make this happen. You ever had a time like that in your life? If so, say aye.
Aye.
100% we all have. We something decided to say, you know what? I'm going to make this thing happen, and you weren't willing to settle. But then I had other times in my life where I said, you know what? I didn't make it happen. And I blamed things like no money, no time. I got all into these excuses like this. And I knew damn well, I knew in my heart once I got honest with myself, I said, you know what? If I had been more committed, if I invested in myself, if I had made more calls, if I had showed up more, I know I could have found a way. Is this true, yes or no?
Yes.
So I could never use that excuse again. I had to kill that excuse. I said, I can never say I can't afford something that would make my family's life better again. And if I ever catch myself in that pattern, I say, you know what, Eli, you're a freaking liar. And I'm not a liar. Now, I wouldn't be lying to say that it's hard. And I wouldn't be lying to say that I don't know how. But to say that I can't do something that would make my family's life better is the biggest lie in the world. And when we sell ourselves on what we can't do, when we sell ourselves on the lie of what we can't do and we limit ourselves, what does that kill in our life? Kills everything. So we can't sell ourselves on that lie anymore. Does it make sense, yes or no?
Yes.
So here's the thing, it is never a lack of resources out there, it's always a lack of the resourcefulness in here. So I mentioned that we had these patterns inside of ourselves. Imagine if you saw some of these patterns that I wrote here today, and imagine that you changed them. Guys, realize this, that human beings, the way that we're wired, we always want to go towards pleasure and away from pain. But sometimes we got these mixed associations about what it means to be successful or have pleasure, and here's what I mean. How many of you here have had an experience like this? Because I said this, it's not information that's going to change your life, it's an experience. And what the human nervous system wants to go towards pleasure and away from pain. Maybe you had a person in your life, a lover, a business partner, somebody in your life, where you heard their name, it was like pleasure. Like, man, I love that person's awesome. Like you felt connected, you felt joy. Your neuro association was positive. And then one day you had an experience where they lied, they choked, they cheated, they stole, something like that happened. You had an experience with this person, and now when you hear their name, it means pain. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Or maybe, here's a true example. Think about this. Imagine we know somebody who loves donuts, hates working out. Can we imagine that? That person's probably going to have a result in their life called being a little overweight. Can we follow? Yes? Not judging. And then know for years, the doctor says, hey man, you got to change this pattern now. But he doesn't. And then one day he has an experience called getting a heart attack. And now the doctor says, hey, if you don't change this pattern, not someday, but if you don't change right now, you're not going to be there next year for your daughter's wedding. And now this experience changes the way he looks at things. Now when he thinks of donuts, this is no longer a way to escape and have a treat. This means this is something that can take me away from the person I care about the most. And human beings, one of the beautiful things about being human is we'll often do more for people we care about than we'll even do for ourselves. Is this true for you?
Yes.
And now when he thinks it's working out, it used to mean pain, exercising, sweating, like this big deal. Now it's just a vehicle so I can provide more for my family. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And right now, if you're not where you want to be in any area of your life, you mostly got some mixed associations. Yeah, I could be more successful, so you come here, but I got to talk to people. And that can mean pain, it can mean rejection. So you take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Got these incongruencies, and you step out of your power. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So imagine if you figured out what some of these patterns are for yourself, and you spend 3 days in a room with a man who has helped more people become more successful than anybody in the world. Michael Jordan lost his first 3 championships. Coached by Tony, did pretty good after that. The most successful people in the world have had this experience to really help them out. Imagine you went out there and you destroyed these patterns and you came back to your life with a different mindset, different psychology, a different belief system that was like, you know what, if there's not a way, I'm going to find a way. If I can't find one, I'll make one. If you had this mindset that empowered you every day, would you tap into more or less of your potential?
More.
Take more or less action?
More.
And get better, worse results?
Yes.
And then what do we say? Boom, you know? They say, you know what, success breeds success. You start dressing a little sharper, have a little more confidence. What do the kids say? Swag. You hear this word? You know, it's like you walk into a room different, you know, it's like you feel something. You set bigger goals for yourself, more potential, more action, more results, and it becomes a success cycle in your life instead of one where we just feel stuck. Guys, success and failure in life, they're on the exact same road called life. We all drive it every single day. But success, true success in our life is always going to be further down the road. Who here is committed to go further down the road? If you're committed, say I'm committed.
I'm committed.
Was Albert Einstein a smart dude, yes or no?
Yes.
What was his definition of insanity? It's us doing the same shit this year after year after year and expecting better results is insane. You see what I'm talking about? We can't think our way to something we acted our way into. In order for us to do things that we've never done, we actually have to be people that we've never been. Does it make sense, yes or no?
Yes.
And we've already got all the tools we need. You have the most amazing machine that's ever been created. It's called your body. You gotta take care of yourself. It's hard to be confident in business if you're like exhausted. It's hard to be present with your kids. It's hard to be passionate in a relationship if you're exhausted, your back's hurting, and you're worn out or hopped up on coffee. Does it make sense, yes or no? You gotta take care of yourself. You have the most amazing computer system in the world. Where's it at?
Yourself, your brain.
Brain. But every computer on the planet runs a program. Does it make sense? The one in your phone, the one in your home, and especially this computer here. So my question for you tonight is this. Listen to me now. What kind of program have you picked up, have you put and been running in this powerful computer? Is it a fear program? Is it a procrastination program? Is it an always broke program? Always barely getting by program? Is it a self-doubt program? A distraction program? And I can tell you what your programming has been based on what you saw in your environment. Because the beliefs and patterns that you picked up in your life in the past have created the results you have today. The beliefs and patterns you picked up about money equal your bank account. The beliefs you have about health, diet, exercise, nutrition equals your body. The beliefs you have about love, passion, intimacy, those beliefs from your experiences in the past have created the results you have in that area of your life. The beliefs that we have in every area of our life create the results we get in every area of our life. Unless we run those same patterns, we continue to get the same stuff. Does it make sense or no?
Yes.
So we got to change these patterns, but how long do you think those stuff will take? Long freaking time. Stanford University did a study and they proved that 50% of our patterns were conditioned inside of us based on what we saw by the age of 5. 95% of our patterns were conditioned inside of us that affects our health, our income, our relationships by the age of 18. And I'm not saying that we all got this crazy long list of patterns, but can we all agree that we might have picked up 1 or 2 patterns that have limited us a little bit in the past? Yes or no?
Yes.
Have they cost you money?
Yes.
Have they stressed you out?
Yes.
Have they affected our health?
Yes.
100%. So here's the deal. I want you to look at the patterns that you wrote down right now. Look at those 2. And if you really made a commitment to do whatever it takes to change those patterns, what would be different in your life? Who here thinks they would make more money if they change those patterns? Raise your hands. You know? I mean, you know the team here better than I do. These are your peeps. On average, if everybody here committed to change these patterns and showed up differently, took it to the next level, here you got a great team. But is there room for all of us to grow, yes or no?
Yes.
So if everybody took it to that next level, in your opinion, on average, how much more money would each person make in the next year? $100,000. Do you guys believe you would do that, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you guys believe that? Do you believe that for real, yes or no?
Oh, yes.
Well, let me ask you the same question a great mentor asked me. Is it fair to say that if you don't commit to change these patterns right now, that in the next year of your life it's going to go by like that? It's going to cost you and your family $100,000. Is that fair to say, yes or no?
Yeah.
So how many of you are committed? Not just thinking about it, but who here is really truly committed to make some changes in your life? If you're committed, say I'm committed.
I'm committed.
And that is why I feel honored and humbled to share with you for 2 minutes the experience that has helped more people change more areas of their life. They actually just did a documentary on Tony Robbins called I'm Not Your Guru. More people in the history of the planet have been affected by this man. He's only 55. You know, Michael Jordan, most successful people in the world have all gone to this one guy. The next event we have is here in Florida. We have people sign up from 80 countries around the world. Mother Teresa had been to this thing. Nelson Mandela had been to this thing. Why do they come? Because they want to take their lives to the next level. And he's going to be right here, write down these dates, March 10th through the 13th, doing an event called Unleash the Power Within. Write down UPW, March 10th through the 13th. Who here has all been to the event? I know you've been to the event. You've been to the event? What'd you think? It's awesome. Tony's unreal. This guy's got some energy. This man, he's like a monster. When I went to this event, though, I was all the way in the back. I was thinking, like, this isn't for me. I don't want to be here. I had like 20 people in my life saying, Eli, you got to go, you got to go, you got to go. When people keep on telling you, you got to do something, what does it make you want to do, though? Not do it. You know, it's like, you know. It's crazy. Everybody do this really quick. Take your right hand against your left and push and push. Take your right hand and push against the left. It should do like that. I didn't say push back. We all have a natural resistance. I didn't say push back. We have a natural resistance. Even when somebody's trying to push you to do something good, we end up pushing back a little bit. That's how we are. Isn't it crazy? You know, we just have a natural resistance because we don't want to change, because we get comfortable and it's unconscious. So I went to this event, and Tony's up there talking. I'm like, man, this is badass, but I wasn't really into it. And then he laid down a foundation of human needs. He does these interventions, and I was like, man, I do a lot of this stuff. I got some patterns that maybe I want to change. And so Tony started talking a lot on the first day about emotions. How many here have ever missed out on a business deal or something important in your personal life because you didn't show up in the right emotional state? Anybody? Yeah. We'll talk a lot about that. And then at the end of the day, we do something called the fire walk. Who here has ever walked on fire? Awesome. I went to the event. I stood there in front of 15 feet, burning hot coals, 2,000 degrees. What kind of emotion do you think I felt? Damn right. But first Tony shows the flames up on the screen. My first automatic thought was, it's not real. This is stupid. I'll do it next time. But I realized something about it today. We've been talking about patterns. My whole life. I saw something that scared me. I'd be like, that's stupid. That won't work. Honestly, I was just scared to death. I see a girl I want to talk to. She probably has a boyfriend. I'm not attractive enough. So instead of me stepping up, something would happen inside me. I'll step back. I see a business opportunity. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. So I was creating excuses with myself instead of just making it happen. I was finding excuses within myself that were ingrained to not make it happen. And I realized that first day inside of myself that I had created my reality. And so what happens is you stand in front of the fire, you see the flames, but you fear strong. And it's not about the fire. Anybody can do it. It's about what's holding you back. You see it, make your move, ba-boom, ba-boom, and then you celebrate. And you see people in the event celebrating, jumping up and down, is not to have a rah-rah session. It's actually conditioning anchors in your nervous system. And anchors work like this. You hear a certain song on the radio, you think about your high school dance. You smell a certain perfume, certain cologne, you think about somebody. Have you had that happen?
Yeah.
That's an anchor. Right now, you all have positive anchors in your nervous system that make you feel something, but you also have some negative anchors that make you feel off, lazy, frustrated, stressful, doubt yourself, get insecure, and you're not even aware of what some of these are. Tony's going to he's going to put a lot of anchors inside of you that make you feel fearless and unstoppable. Could this come in handy in your life, yes or no?
Yes.
Day one by itself will change your life. Day two is all about the science of success conditioning. And by the way, when you went to the event, Oprah's going to become to the third one. I mentioned her because I'm just a huge fan of her now. It's like I don't really follow her stuff, but I've hung out with her a few times. Pretty amazing lady. Oprah said that she can only stay at our event for 2 hours. And if you guys saw her doing the firewalk and all that,
Excuse me, like, excuse me. If you guys have a guest, go take care of your guest right now. They'll be back in that. They'll be back.
all right, cool. Oprah said at her first event she can only stay for 2 hours. But when Oprah sees something that can make her more successful, does she do it, yes or no?
Yes.
She said it was going to cost her millions if she stayed. But she said, I can't afford to leave. So she obviously stayed. And if you go to our website, Oprah put a testimonial there, said that this weekend did more to build the quality of her life and business than anything she has ever done in her life. Pretty successful woman. And what are the chances that a girl grew up in the South, heroin addicted parents, raped at 13, stillborn child at 14, who would think that a little black girl from the South would grow up to be the most powerful woman in the world? It's because anytime she saw something that was holding her back, she says, I do whatever it takes. She didn't have the money, she didn't have the time. Of course, she said, if this is gonna make me better, I freaking do it, and she didn't let anything stop her. That's why we all know her name. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So after 2 hours of the event, she said, it's gonna cost me millions if I leave, but I can't afford it. She says, I have to be here, because that's who she is. You couldn't have made her leave. They tried to make her leave, she wouldn't. She says, I have to stay. Second day of the event is unreal. You learn some of these patterns, but the third day is the most powerful day. Everybody write this down. It's called Transformation Day. And the reason we call it Transformation Day is because of this. This is the day when you change these patterns within yourself. You destroy these patterns. You figure out the 3 most limiting patterns in your life, and you destroy them. And then you find the 3 most empowering beliefs, feelings, associations inside of yourself. You condition it, so you literally tap into more potential, take different actions, and get better results. That's the event. It's 3 days with Tony, and it's unreal. And for those of you who have seen Tony before, even on TV, what's his energy like? Nice. He's got a lot of Tony's 55 years old. He'll be 56 this year. At the age of 17, Tony was working as a janitor, cleaning toilets at night. By the age of 28, he was coaching Ronald Reagan, the President of the United States. This year, his businesses will do $6 billion in sales. He's figured out some things about success, and he's helped a lot of people do it. He owns 19 companies now. He's on the road 275 days a year. He's got 4 kids. He's all over the place. People say, how the heck does he do it? 4 decades he's been doing this stuff, and he's not been sick one day. How does he do it? Last day we're going to teach you. We call it alkalize and energize, getting your nervous system really healthy, because health is wealth. If you don't have your health, what's the point, true?
Yeah.
Who here thinks spending 3.5 days in a room with the top success coach on the planet would honestly do something to improve the quality of your life? By show of hands. Who here is interested in improving the quality of their life? And if you were ever going to actually do something to improve the quality of your life, when would be the best time?
Now.
When? Now. So I'm going to take 2 minutes, and I'm going to go through this really, really quick, and I'm going to call up my man. Actually, Sherman, if you come over here for 1 second. You went to this event a while ago. I need a wallet. So that's the worst. You went to the event. What did you think of this event?
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Freaking real. Would you recommend it to your peeps?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What did you get out of it?
Man,
That could have been you. I don't tell this story all the time, but the guy that got me to the event is a guy named Anthony Hopkins. You guys know who he is? The actor? He told me that he would not be alive today if it wasn't for this event. And when I first heard him say that, I was at an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, and I heard him say this, and I thought to myself, man, if this thing's so good, why doesn't everybody do it? And he said, well, it's not for everybody. He said, Mother Teresa had been there, Nelson Mandela, Princess Diana, 3 American presidents been to it, Michael Jordan has been to it. He said it's only for people that are really committed to their success. Because most people, they talk a big game, but then it's like, when it comes time to actually do something, they kind of have these patterns. Make sense? So he said, for you, Eli, you got to get there. I went to this thing, and there's a bunch of different seating levels, and I tell people, I don't care where you sit, just get yourself there. You know, some of you guys have already been there, so they did a group discount. You can see the pricing there. Basically, what they did, see the executive is on there. I think it's $13.95 on there. For you guys, it's $6.95, so it's like half price for it. And then the VIP, because there's a big group of you guys going, is $8.95. Last thing I want to mention is this. Who here has heard the name Warren Buffett?
Yes.
Is he pretty successful?
Yes.
He's being coached by Tony Robbins this year.
Yeah.
And he was on CNN, they asked him, they said, Warren, what's the best investment somebody can make today if they want to make their life better for their family? Is it stocks? Is it gold? Is it silver? What did he say? The best investment is to invest where?
And you.
Jim Rohn said this. He says, if you want to make a living, work hard at your career. If you want to make a fortune, work hard at yourself. This is not about financial services. This meeting is about the biggest part of your business, you. And so Warren Buffett's being coached by this guy. For you guys, this $700, I know nobody's got an extra $700 laying around. You know, for some of you guys, that's a lot of freaking money. But if you really found a way, you know, just do this thing. If you invested $700 in yourself to make an extra $100,000, would that be a good return on your investment? Yes or no? Yes. You get better health, better communication. So I say, you know, the most successful people have done this thing. Tony's been doing this 38 years. If you think this thing can make your life better, do it. If you don't think it will make your life better, don't do it. But if you think this thing will make the quality of your life better, do whatever it takes to get there. But if you have a habit of not doing whatever it takes, it'll be hard for you to break that habit tonight. But if you're like Oprah, where you say, I constantly do whatever it takes, it was easy for her to make that decision. Make sense? Yeah. So for some of you guys, it might be uncomfortable, but just freaking do this thing. If you make it to this event, spend 3.5 days in a room with this man, I guarantee you, it will improve the quality of your life. Who here is thinking about checking this thing out? Everybody say aye. Aye. Boom. Awesome. So guys, fill out the form. Here's what I want you to do. Everybody here at the very top, write down Primamerica at the top. For your first name, last name, please be super legible with your email. Everybody going tonight, everybody sign up to this thing. We're giving you $900 for the free stuff. You're going to get a 1-hour coaching session on the phone from one of Tony's top coaches. You're going to get a behavioral assessment and a 12-week e-course. So your journey starts now. For the next 3 months, you'll be in a coaching program to help you get something more out of yourself, and you're also going to have an experience that literally will improve the quality of your life that the most successful people on the planet have done. Does it make sense? Yeah. Awesome. So guys, fill out those forms. I'll be here for a few minutes. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you very much.
Very good. Very good. Let's go for Eli! Guys.